Okay, so I said that this would be like warts and all, full documenting of what we do. I am a 10,000 foot view kind of guy, so I like to see, or I can see the big picture. My problem is all the little steps in between where I am now and where I want to be. They get a little fuzzy for me, and I have a bad habit of using scraps of paper and Google Sheets and notes on my phone and post-it notes and some sales order books and notepads with measurements written on it. And I get this from my father, so it's really really deeply genetic for me. So it's hard to stop doing it that way. I know that there is a better way to use this thing called the computer right here to like synthesize in a very granular fashion all of the inquiries, the leads, the sales orders, the material requirements and estimates. And I did actually pay for software that was so granular that it would have required someone to have like a full-time job, basically doing it full-time. And I was like, can't afford that. Couldn't afford to hire somebody. And then of course, when you try to use an external service, it certainly can be cheaper than a full-time employee, but then you do a lot of back and forth with making changes and edits and trying to communicate clearly what it is you're looking for and how you want it to be organized. And you also have to learn and train on the software. It's monumental, and we're a small business, so I'm going to be full up front here. We bought this business 2.5 years ago, selling outdoor furniture made in Ontario with recycled plastic. We also sell recycled plastic lumber. We also sell HDPE sheet plastic. And so excuse me. So we inherited the business that was performing at a certain volume. And that volume was not very high. It's about $500,000 a year historically for like the last 10 years prior to us buying the business. Sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower, depending on the year. It was and is still very seasonal. Obviously, in Canada, you don't sit out on Adirondack chairs year round, so there is some seasonality there. And we're trying to break into the American market, and especially into the areas where they have more year-round outdoor seasons, so that we can sell this fantastic product to the American market, because it's amazing and it will come in at a very good price point. What's my point of all this? The point is that when you buy a business like this, it tends to want to stick in its category at its volume without pushing it, adapting it, evolving it. And so we've done a lot of work this year to evolve, but as you can see, we're just really landing now in this new space. This is just my front office showroom area. There's a whole outdoor area out here, manufacturing section in the back. We still haven't finished the showroom. See, there's going to be a color wall. And then I have the 9 million different Google Sheets and price sheets and catalogs and pictures. I'm still not really happy with the website in terms of like the interface for the user, so they can get on there and buy online. I think that needs to be simplified and improved. Constant work, and it's never ending. So you have to, if you're going to go into business for yourself, understand that work will never end. This is something you choose. I'm not putting myself on a cross about this. This is just something that you choose really as a lifestyle. And even when you go on holidays, you're going to be answering emails and phone calls, because especially in these early days, months, maybe even these early few years, if you're not doing it, no one else is going to do it for you. You will be bankrupt. I was just joking with somebody who was thinking about going into business. I said, well, a few questions first. Do you love stress? Do you love sleepless nights? Do you love being hyper vigilant about finances at all times? Do you like sort of banging your head against the wall, spinning your wheels, and putting out massive amounts of effort and not getting a steady paycheck? If that all sounds great to you, then you should absolutely get involved with entrepreneurship. But that being said, it has its rewards, and you can get some, rewards out of the business, even in these early stages, like where we are right now. But they are not all the time, and you do have to be sort of like the squirrel squirreling away the nuts for the winter. It's crazy. Cash flow is a constant concern, but I am, at the end of the day, I am doing calculations on a piece of paper, back of the envelope. I'm 10,000 feet high, looking down, and it's all those little steps in between where I get really kind of not too detail oriented, and it's also hard for other people to step into a position like my wife to come and help because I got this stack of notes. I don't have a full formal system in place yet. But I mean, we're even like now waiting for things like getting our price tags on the furniture. We still have furniture to assemble and put into the showroom. We're waiting for things to fully get okay outside so we can put furniture outside. We have to build a deck here. It's money out constantly, all the time, putting money out. So anyway, warts and all, I need to develop better systems, not just always using pieces of paper. You're constantly spending money and constantly reaching out to different markets and people and answering phone calls and emails and doing quotes and then waiting patiently sometimes or doing 17 follow-ups to see if you can get it to go through. It's crazy, but if you don't do it, that $1 million goal will not come by itself. That being said, we do have a new marketing system coming online very soon that we're very excited about. We hired an agency that we believe is going to help us tremendously. So we'll talk about that maybe in another episode. But again, constantly